How do the sessions work in PHP? Firstly, they need to be set, and then they can be printed, updated, and even deleted. For anything else, we are going to open here the PHP tag, which allows us to use the PHP. And make sure you are doing this with a shump or server emulator and with the file.php, $, underscore, and session in caps lock. And this is the session. And this bad boy here, no, it's not a normal bad boy. It is a globally scoped associative array that's really handy. Let's understand it, breaking it down. Globally means that it doesn't matter if it is inside a class, or inside a function, or inside whatever it is, you can put here and you can still access it here to understand the capacity of this global scoped variable, the session. Although it is also an array, which can have multiple values associated with multiple keys, which will allow you to put everything up in this session here, really easy. And it is also associative, which allows you to, instead of having the keys numerical, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have it alphanumeric. You can put the name for the name, the password for the password, the ID for the ID. It's really handy. You can even store arrays inside these arrays that are also associative. It's really amazing. So let's firstly try to assign a key. And no, we are not going to do something like this. Of course not. We are going to put here a name. Make sure to have these square brackets and quotes. Doesn't matter if they are single or double. Then just put an equals, and we are going to set a value for this name. And we are going to put or double quotes or single quotes. I'm going to put double. I'm going to put the Diogo, which is my name. Then semicolon, and there we go. Now I will try to print it out so I can see if it's working or not. So I'm going to put here the print, and I'm going to put here the session variable that we just created. There we go. This way I should be able to see my name already. There you go, Diogo. But there is also another thing that you want to try. The indentation. And yes, it is possible to do that. Hello. And you can also do it in this side. Hello, Diogo. Pretty simple. Now we're going to try to delete. Imagine that I don't want to Diogo anymore. But wait. What did you say? But first I need to show you another way of seeing stuff in a sort of a list. Last name and age. Veigas and 18. Pretty simple. Pretty accurate. And we are going to print R, which is a way of showing objects and arrays in a better form. Now just put here the array, in this case is going to be the session, and this way we are going to see everything inside the array. Obviously this is pretty awful, and I'm going to show you guys another trick of showing it really nice. Just echo, now here the pre-tag of HTML, and this is going to make it so much better. It is going to be now really well formatted, such as a code should be. And this way I can try to unset stuff. The unset, which is not only reserved for the session, it can be used in any array or object, or probably even variables. And you can put here the last name. If I put here the last name is probably going to be unset, and both the value and the key is going to be deleted. And it's just as I said. We can also try to update the value of this last name here, instead of deleting it. And we can do it something like this. My last name is going to be Johnsons. You see? Really nice. Reload, and there we go. As you can see, it got updated. And yes, but Diogo, you just overwrite the last statement. It's the same thing, but you just change the name. And that's exactly how you update stuff in this session. The session is not only famous because of his global scope or associative array. It is because it is allowed to navigate, to transport, send values through files. So you can create something here, the Diogo, you get the Diogo here, and you can put this Diogo in another file as well. You just need to come here to the contacts, as an example, and just print it up. I'm going to put here the PHP, of course, because without PHP you're not going to do this for sure. And paste it up. Now we are supposed to be able to see everything up, all the sessions that we got here. But first, I'm going to put here some stuff to help us navigate through the page. So here, the anchors. I have a video about the anchors if you want to check. I'll leave it around there. And we also need to put the index, of course. The index, because we want to go to the context, but we want to come back to the beginning as well. There we go. Now we can reload, and we are in the index.php, and we can go to the contacts. What? It's giving me an error, but it is actually supposed to be transportable, to be sendable. Yeah, probably it's because I don't have here a name or something, I'm just going to put it. Even more arrows. What is that? Yes, it's pretty normal. The problem here is not the key or the session. It's simply because we didn't start a session. When we start a session, we are able to join a sort of session network. It will allow us to transport, as we were told, the values of each individual session's key and blah blah blah. So let me just session start here, and I'm going to delete this and show you a good practice for the session start. Imagine that you have here your HTML, your conventional HTML, and you want to use PHP in here, but you want to also use the session. So just open the PHP here and put the session here. Why? Because in the case that you are looking for an error related to the session started, and you are scrolling through hundreds of lines of code and you don't find it, and you are not really sure that you have or not forgotten about the session start. Of course, you can put another and it is going to say that you have to. It's completely easy. But a really good practice is to have it in the beginning, so just keep it up like this. Now I will just put here the session start as well, and I'm going to reload the page. And now it is completely set. In this way, we can access and manipulate all the session variables in the both files. Now we're also going to try to use the conditioning to create a condition if something is set or not. Imagine that if the name is set, it's because the user is logged in and it's good. So let's try it out. We move this up, and we are going to put here an if statement, and we are going to create the isSet function and put here the name. You check if the name is here or not. After that, we are going to put here the curly brackets and pay attention to one thing. Another really nice practice is putting an exclamation mark before they set. And instead of checking before if it's set, the first thing that you need to check is if it's not set. And to do that, we're just going to put equal, and we are going to say that you are not logged in. Doesn't matter really much. But if you are set, if the user is here, we also want to make something really nice. We're going to equal, and we are going to say you are logged in. But if you want to enhance your website and you don't want to add any complexity, but you want to have all the resources that you have in hand, just put here welcome back and use the same variable that you used check to make the verification and put it here and reload and welcome back Diogo. Although if I remove Diogo here, refresh it, it's still here because this session named Diogo, it's still there because it's in the session start, it's in the session network. And what I can do to that, it's unsetting them. If I unset this variable here, name, it is going to be removed. And in this way, you are not logged in. If I remove this unset again, reload, welcome back Diogo. Pretty easy. And as you could see, in here it's written first, but since I added it again in the session started, it is now on the bottom. Well, since you now create stuff, you start a session, you make a condition to check if it is logged in or not, you might want to do something else to end the session. And since the video is ending, let's end the session as well. To end the session, there are two different commands, which are the session destroy and the session unset. They are pretty intuitive, but I'm going to show you the differences. If you put session unset, as you can see, before it's good, but after it's not. What the unset does is removing and setting the value and the key of all the sessions. It doesn't matter if the session was created here or here. Everything is going to be deleted since it's in the session network. Although there's also another thing that you can do, which is destroying the session. And if you destroy, what is going to happen? In this case, nothing, because we destroy the session, we are not available to send information, send session values to another files, just as another files can send to us. But the local files are here, just as the name, as you can see, came back to the beginning. So we are, instead of using the session network, we are using the session locally. Of course, if you do that in another place, just like this one, you can come here and session and set. And if you come here to the contacts, you can see that the second one is not set. And if you load again, nothing is set, because as you unset everything, you can only get back these values when you come back here, because in this file, it's where we are setting the values. So you come back here and it's here again. I'm not going to test it, but if I destroy the session here, we are also not going to be able to get the values from the index. A nice tip to use those two tough guys, you just put session unset and use the same to the destroy. Do this in this order, because before destroying the session you unset everything up. Anything you find, you unset. As you really want to destroy everything up, you just destroy and don't allow anyone to give you values anymore. So in this video you learn how to work with a session in PHP. I'm Diogo Veigas and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully.